For me, it's where my masculine and feminine is really coming together. And I'm mostly acting from my masculine and drying up in my feminine. So if I do practices in my femininity, so recharging in my feminine, then I'm more aware of a balance between them, and then they come together more in balance, and I find myself more in a place like where we could be right now, like in a union where everything is going more easily, more making sense, not doing things with effort, but not just
It's almost like I feel, and that also happens in especially in relating to you, that my inner man and my inner woman, they are like, it feels like they are holding themselves, and you're holding yourself, and there is like a solid foundation in both of us, and then there is no layers of any concepts of what is like the right polarity or this or that, but there is a dance that can happen there that is kind of which feels like union.
Yeah. But with us, what I like so much, and what is probably why we are on this journey together so much, is for me as a man, more acting from my masculine core and sometimes not so, recharging my feminine. It's so wonderful to meet you as a woman that is able to let me relax in my feminine. So there is not so much needed, because I feel so safe. I feel so, because we are almost there. It's not so much needed to come to that place where we feel union in ourselves, and so also in relating to each other in that same field. And that is
and then actually I feel it ties into what we spoke about the other day, which is the energetics of, if you imagine like not doing anything, you don't have any will, you don't have any desires, you don't have any agenda, but then there is an energy of fully being able to surrender, and there is an energy of full penetration and full presence. And so when I go into my, in a way you could say, penetrating present energy fully with confidence, in a way, being that energy with you, your feminine can fully surrender and relax. But it's not like I have an agenda, or I want something, I want to, it's that core energetic of, you can say, truth and embodiment. That's kind of, I was thinking about it today doing this video, that union for me is also the our physical connection, and it is the more soul, it's the higher layers of consciousness that are able to merge into one language. So
beautiful words we try to put on union, and but for me it's also, and I think that is where this 2-day union immersion is mostly about, is so what is needed, or so how do we come in that place where we experience kind of union, how do we come there? And for me, the first step is mostly we come from a very active nervous system, goal-oriented, like this whole society is like in that state of, let we say, also that state of consciousness. And if we do some practices and we have, I think, some beautiful things to do together to come to relaxation again, to come in a more grounded, fully aware space in ourselves, in our own body, then that is the first step to practice union. But that is the first step. We cannot skip that part, because we cannot do it. Because if we do that, we put it as a purpose, as an aim, and then it's already gone, because it is aimless. It is just an intention we have together. But it starts with, how can we relax our nervous system, and how can we level up the awareness in our body in the most grounded way. And if we then sense that union in ourselves, we are also able to explore that with other in relation who is also there. And then finding a play, which can be very playful and sexual and crazy, and there's, authentic expressions needed, maybe some release of trauma or holdings or whatever, to come to a safe place where we experience union. And I feel a lot of excitement about it, because that is actually what I think we both like to do the most, and where we want to be the most. But then just in 2 days is something, it's like, hopefully.
And that's where we kind of want to penetrate the space with the in a way, the keys or the tools that we have, which are neuroscientific practices to relax the nervous system. It is relational practices to relax the nervous system. It is the things from tantric sexology. It is our tantric bodywork experience, and it is your martial arts experience, which in one big pile hopefully is going to provide a lot of transmission and keys and things that you can really take with you home to use relationally and within yourself. And of course, that is what we're saying, like, if you are not in that inner relationship or coherence or relaxation in yourself, it doesn't make so much sense to relate. So we want to first really solidify that in ourselves.
It's like every relationship only can kind of work in a healthy way if both parties, or more parties, but then now in like both parties are in themselves, in union, and then you can meet there. Yes, it's also quite physically, in the sense of like the practices. For instance, like what we call like the myofascia unwinding is like a practice where we really bring awareness in our body first. So how is it inside of me on more than one level, physically, energetically, and so on? And if we have awareness in our own body and we can sense our own body, then from there you can try to practice to bring the awareness out and also sense the other person in there. But we cannot sense outwards if we are not grounded in ourselves. So that is very, in my opinion, like in my experience, a very good thing to realize, that we cannot bypass that. So we have a relationship, so we focus on the other one. No, first, where are you in the space? And then you can bring your awareness outwards, like a ground way.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of men or masculine orientated people, perhaps, that there is this deep desire to be able to know what I'm going to do, and how can I fix this, or how can I have like a thing that I know what I'm going to do. And this is where we are deepening with tools into the practice of really leaning into your own body, and you're deepening your presence and your consciousness, because from that place, there's actually nothing we have to do. It is a grounding in, and then it's just in a way surrendering to the moment by moment of what is moving. And
for the masculine, it is an amazing experience to, if you come from a place that you think that you have to do something, you have to fix something, and to work from there, that you experience that you can also guide and serve and lead from effortlessness. So from a flow, from, hey, this is happening by itself, and I see this body is reacting like, whoa, she's following me, or the feminine is following me, and I'm still fully there. So that you feel safe to go on from there, because there is no goal. It is happening in the moment in itself. And then if you learn to and to practice to work from there more and more, the polarity play is getting more intense also. It's getting, and then we both get deeper in our masculine and feminine cores. And the moment that we get deeper and deeper and wider in where we dare to expand our boundaries, then the whole room is opening up in a place where everything is going by itself.
And for me as a woman, to have presence and just consciousness fully present with me, it really allows me to just venture into my universe, into my earth, into my complete being. And there I can just like fully open. I can fully access which feels like the deepest layers in my cervix, in my wombs, and start to open that up, where other things that are beyond the relation right here, other things can start to move through me. Like I can start to tap into different types of consciousness, evolutionary consciousness, creativity, insights, whatever in that moment wants to come through me. And it also touches me right now to talk about, because this is where I really feel there is a key for humanity. This is where the union makes sense on a bigger purpose, because there is another layer of consciousness that is able to enter into our physical being. And I just have this core gut feeling in my being that this is where the solution is. It's the same that we are seeing with plant medicine and all these things, that we are expanding consciousness. And I think this is a part of my deepest motivation actually for doing this work. So yeah, it's like we in these 2 days, we are gonna move through so many different layers of consciousness to open to whatever is. And it's so easy to kind of get the ego in, oh, I also want to open to this and that state and stuff when I say this maybe, but it's not really about that, because the access is through what is in the moment. And as we can keep going with that moment and just unfold the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, things happen by itself. And I think there's a lot for humanity to learn in that we don't have to
relax in that.
Yeah.
Beautiful said. So safety, and how safe is, for instance, if we talk in these terms still, like how safe is the masculine feeling with the feminine to surrender in the feminine, and the feminine to surrender from. So that play is like all about safety. How safe do we feel? And the more safe we feel, the more we are able to fully let go and relax and let it all happening here, and let the wisdom come and work from there again, and to integrate that also, because that's also a part. It's beautiful to be there. And then what can we take out of this, like this field of new fresh consciousness and insights to integrate in society, in humanity, or in your daily kind of role as a parent, as a partner, as a CEO, as a farmer, as whatever is needed to bring this level of awareness up in ourselves. Yeah.
And as a final thing, I just want to say here that 2 days maybe sound a little, which in one way it also is, but at the same time, it has blown my mind how deep it's possible for us to go in 2 days. And one of the things that we are providing to create that is very clear guidelines that you can also read about on the website, so that we are relaxing that collective nervous system together, and that you will feel completely safe and free to set your boundaries, to stay within your window of tolerance, and so forth. And you can join as a couple, you can join alone. This is not a gender-based embodiment immersion. It is really about you as the core thing, and you don't have to be paired up with a man during the workshop or a woman. You can, this doesn't matter. So just know that, and we are really, really looking forward.
Yes, indeed.